to respect guilty verdict in son's gun trial. Before the news in detail, here's a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total around maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values that's giving maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the evening news. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. Anambra Governor's wife, Mrs. Nonye Soludo, has encouraged the youth to lead the campaign to restore social values and moral reforms in homes and communities. Mrs. Soludo stated this when she received youths from different organizations in Anambra State at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia. The youths are from different organizations in Anambra State at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, like Ohanes, the Youth Wing, Anambra State Association of Town Unions, ASATU, National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYCN, National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. Addressing the youths, Mrs. Soludo said that youths can play important functions in making society better, starting from leading the fight against drug abuse, correcting waywardness among children and youths, and supporting child raising. She also welcomed the youth's involvement in her Healthy Living Crusade, pointing out the need to drive the program beyond the borders of Anambra State. She observed that the whole idea of starting the crusade is to change many unhealthy habits among the people and teach them the techniques of living right and what they eat and how they take care of their body. In his remarks, the youth leader of Anambra State Association of Town Unions, ASATU, Comrade Ken Okoli, said that the youths were devoting support to the governor's wife's Healthy Living Crusade by opening up a communication platform that shows the uniqueness and relevance of the program. He said that the platform, which would call Healthy Living Advocacy Group, will act as a vehicle of support to the crusade by taking its messages down to schools and communities all over the state using both digital and traditional platforms. Highlight of the meeting was a presentation of an award plaque and certificate as Grand Patroness of Anambra Youths Worldwide, Mrs. Soludo. The Deputy Speaker of the Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Chukwuma Okoye, has commissioned a modern borehole built in his constituency as well as empowered over 14 constituents. The borehole was sunk in strategic areas in the constituency to cushion the effects of water scarcity in the area and also empowered his constituents from Nibo Ward 3 with startup equipment to kickstart their business. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike filed in the report.
The work tools include sewing machines, grinding machines, hair dryers, and deep freezers. The Awka South 2 lawmaker, who was received by a large crowd, revealed that the initiative was to serve the immediate needs of the people and to complement the efforts of the Governor Chukwuma Soludo administration in the state, and pointed out that each of the water facilities has constant power supply with regular maintenance provided in the order to achieve optimum performance, while assuring that he will not relent until democracy dividends reaches all his constituents. The Anambra Deputy Speaker explained that the selected empowered individuals already have skills but lack the financial capability to procure the necessary equipment to kickstart their business, and warned them that even though the equipment is free, they are not to be resold but must be used for the purpose they were bought for.
Now for Anambra State government, now for Awka South Constituency 2, I now hand over this water pipe borehole to Nibo Ward 3. Can they use it for the glory of God?
Speaking during the event, the President General of Nibo Community, Professor Tony Nwokoye, commended the efforts of the lawmaker in meeting the basic needs of the community and acknowledged that one of the major issues of the area is lack of water, noting that the projects speak to the lawmaker's integrity as a man of his words, and commended him for running an open-door policy even after campaigns, and assured him of their unalloyed support.
You are welcome.
the chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA, in Awka South local government area, Barrister Chukwuma Lawrence, and the chairman of the party in Nibo Ward 3, Engineer Raphael Umadi, acknowledged the immense contributions of the lawmaker to the development of his constituency, emphasizing that he has fulfilled all his campaign promises and assured the lawmaker that the ward will continue to treasure his interventions and human capital development in the years to come.
I believe na spirit soludo na gokono because this is solution agenda. Onyaga na nwanne. Awo ọ na-egosi ndị ọzọ ya batakwa echi niile ya represent in the House of Assembly. Ma ọ bụrụ na echi niile ogbogoro elu ka wa replicate this gesture in other places.
Responding on behalf of the beneficiaries, Mrs. Eunice Maduka thanked the lawmaker for always associating with them even after elections and for his continued upliftment of the poor and the downtrodden in the society, assuring him that the equipment will be put to good use.
Session of the 6th Synod of the Diocese of Amici has ended with a call on people to shun idolatry in order to avoid its consequences. Bishop Ikako made the call during the Synod's Thanksgiving service held at Emmanuel Anglican Church, Ekulumili, in the South local government area of Anambra State. Staff reporter Njideko Koye was at the Synod and now reports.
The Anglican prelate stated that the essence of the synod was to motivate and challenge delegates to go back to their families, places of work, and to their communities and preach the gospel against idolatry. He noted that the fight against idolatry is not a physical war, but a matter of people volunteering to tell others its consequences and dangers, calling on the delegates to carry the message to all nooks and crannies of the society for effective and quick results. The Amish Diocesan Bishop listed some of the achievements of the diocese to include the dedication of diocesan hospital equipment donated by Seshwaris Foundation, made up of a body of professionals from Amici town that also sponsored a mega medical mission in the diocesan hospital where over 3,000 people were attended to. Other achievements include the 7th edition of valedictory service of Masters Vessel Seminary or Sumenyi, postulants, church teachers and wives retreat, Maiden Diocesan Laity Council Convention, the 6th matriculation and capping ceremony of the College of Nursing Sciences, Amici, and many others.
We have empowered parents here, we have challenged them here, we have motivated them here to carry this message to the nooks and crannies of our society, and I believe the result will be coming out very soon.
Delivering a sermon, a guest preacher at the Synod and the retired Bishop of Isikwuato Munnochi Diocese, Right Reverend Sam Chukwuka, charged priests to mobilize the church for evangelism, as going to church is not to fulfill all righteousness, but to know the truth that will set them free, advising people to flee from idolatry and turn to God. On his part, the Anambra State Commissioner for Environment, Dr. Felix Odumegwu, said that the theme of the Synod is fundamental towards changing the ideology, as idolatry leads to societal and moral decadence. While a member of the diocese, Dr. Harry Ohanezi, thanked Bishop Ikako for the synod theme and said that the church and the family have roles to play to curb the ugly trend of idolatry, while advising mothers to be serious in training their children, especially during the impressionable years of their lives. In their separate remarks, the host Archdeacon Venerable Chuka Nwosu, the Diocesan Clerical Synod Secretary Venerable Henry Amobi, and the chairman of the Synod Local Organizing Committee, Sir Christian Ogbonna, thanked God for the success of the Synod, which they said was impactful, noting that idolatry is a curse and urged Christians to abide by the word of God. The Synod Thanksgiving service was well attended by traditional rulers, bishops, government functionaries, including the Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, among others. The Synod Sunday service featured thanksgiving, praises, and cutting of Synod cake by Bishop Ikako and his wife, Dem Nkem, the Anambra Deputy Governor, and other dignitaries. From Emmanuel Anglican Church, Ekulumili, Njideka Okoye, ABS News.
The Anambra State chapter of the Real Estate Developers Association has debunked a claim by one Chinwe Splendor that 95% of female realtors in Anambra State engage in sexual activities with chief executive officers of real estate companies to excel in the business, describing the statement as false and misleading. Ms. Splendor had made the outrageous claim in a now trending video of a podcast. Correspondent Chibuzo Bidike now completes the report.
The acting chairman of the chapter, Mr. Martin Nwafo, said the allegations are false and the sabotage of the efforts to turn the real estate sector in the state into a multi-billion-dollar industry and cast aspersions on the honest work of hundreds of members of the association in the state. According to Mr. Nwafo, the allegations are costly and will not be swept under the carpet, stating categorically that the said Chinwe Splendor is not a registered relator in the state. He said the association has given Ms. Splendor a 24-hour ultimatum to issue a public statement in an acceptable national daily to apologize, recant the statement and take down the video or face legal actions.
As an association does not know this individual or recognize her as a realtor in any of our companies, and neither have we carried out any business transaction with her. That the allegation of sleeping with MDs and clients for real estate transaction is completely false.
Another real estate developer, Mr. Gabriel Chukwuendo, decried the rate at which social media is used to arbitrarily tarnish the image of individuals and organizations without consequences. He regretted that the handwork put in by realtors to convince investors to put their money in real estate will be destroyed by unguarded 60-minute tirade, and called on the government to take action against the level of defamations going on social media before it will collapse homes, institutions, and communities.
While we are struggling to bring development to our state, somebody will just wake up just to create content under 1 minute and spoil the whole struggles. That is why we came together as a body and we said no. And we are very serious when we say that we are going to take legal actions.
Another real estate developer, Stanley Anowai, warned youth against the implications of the actions, stating that the law does not permit indiscipline of any sort, and said that the podcast should be censored as a way to control people from causing mayhem in the country.
Construction at Dennis Memorial Grammar School, Onitsha, has collapsed over the midnight. The project, worth millions of naira, which was earmarked to commemorate the 100 years anniversary of the college, left passersby in a sorry state in view of the huge economic loss. Attributing the collapse to use of substandard materials, onlookers, while assessing the extent of damage, pointed out the need for topography testing before siting projects. However, some parents appreciated God that the students were on midterm break when the incident happened, as at the time of filing the report, excavator was at hand excavating the debris. Moving on, federal scenes, President Bola Tinubu has revealed that a consensus has been reached on the long-debated new minimum wage between the federal government and organized labor. In his national broadcast to mark the 2024 Democracy Day in Abuja, President Tinubu revealed that an executive bill will soon be sent to the National Assembly to formalize the new minimum wage agreement. He emphasized that his administration chose a democratic approach over dictatorship in addressing the demands of labor unions. President Tinubu stated that the labor leadership was invited to break bread and negotiate towards a good faith resolution, noting that reasoned discussion and principled compromise are hallmarks of democracy. The president vowed to ensure that no Nigerian is oppressed. From the foreign scenes, U.S. President Joe Biden has said he will respect a jury decision to find his son guilty of gun crimes after a week-long trial that laid bare a tumultuous time for the family. The 12-person jury found Hunter Biden 54 guilty of lying about his drug use on a form while purchasing a handgun in 2018. He faces possible jail time following the verdict, which marks the first criminal prosecution of a sitting president's child. His conviction on all 3 felony counts comes as President Biden campaigns for re-election in November. And less than 2 weeks after his election rival Donald Trump was himself convicted of a crime in New York. While President Biden did not attend the trial in Delaware, many family members, including First Lady Jill Biden, did so regularly. Hunter Biden's wife, sister and uncle were all present at times to support him during proceedings. President Biden flew to Wilmington, Delaware after the verdict, where he greeted and hugged his son on the tarmac. President Biden earlier ruled out pardoning his son, whose trial aired embarrassing details as prosecutors sought to show he was using crack cocaine at the time he bought the gun. From the world of sports, Gernot Rohr has expressed a desire to lead Benin Republic to the FIFA World Cup, replicating the feat he achieved with Nigeria in 2018 in Russia. The 70-year-old Franco-German made the assertion after the Cheetahs outclassed the Super Eagles 2-1 in a Group C qualifying fixture at Stade Felix Houphouët-Boigny in Abidjan. Jordan Dosso drew them level on the 37 minutes, 10 minutes after Rafael Onyedika put Nigeria ahead against a run of play, while Steve Moni struck late into the second half to steal a memorable outing by the Cheetahs. The win saw them assume leadership of the pile with 7 points, fueling Rohr's hope for a ticket to the Mondial in the USA, Canada and Mexico. When they came to spare, Rohr qualified Nigeria for the 2018 World Cup in Russia, failing to make it out of Group D, which also comprised Croatia, the Republic of Ireland and Argentina. After losing 2-0 to Croatia in the opening game, the Super Eagles stormed back, reckoning with the same margin of victory over Ireland, but lost 2-1 against Argentina in their last group game to finish in third place with 3 points. Before we go tonight, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS TV from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television. Okay. On X, formerly Twitter, we are ABS Radio TV. On Instagram, we are ABS Radio TV. You can log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points that made the news again tonight. Mrs. Soludo has urged youth to lead campaign against drug abuse. Anambra Assembly Deputy Speaker has inaugurated borehole scheme empowers 14 constituents. New minimum wage bill is to be presented to the National Assembly to formalize agreement. And finally, from the foreign states, we told you that President Biden has vowed to respect guilty verdict in son's gun trial. To end the news, here's a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total around maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's all on the news tonight. My name is Uche Chukwu Ibanam. Thank you so much for staying with us. Good night.